guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Anna. I'm a little bit spooky, and today we're testing out and reviewing the IT Cosmetics Your Skin But Better CC Plus Nude Glow Color Correcting Medium Coverage Skin Tint with Brightening Glow Serum and Broadband Spectrum SPF 40. What a mouthful. What a mouthful. We're just going to refer to this as the CC Nude Glow. And yeah, we're testing it out today. Spoiler, this is how it looks on the skin. But we'll be doing a demo, testing it in a couple of different application methods and wearing it throughout the day and seeing how it holds up. This isn't a first impression. I have used this once before, so I do have a little bit of an idea of how it's going to hold up and what I'm expecting out of it. So yeah, today we're going to go with no primer, no added help, and just see what it does on this nice spring day. So yeah, if that interests you, just go ahead and keep on watching. But before you do, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment down below. Let me know, are there any more foundation products you're interested in? I love doing foundation wear tests, and it's just really fun. I like to read the claims and see if they hold up to the claims. I'm a bit of a dork when it comes to that stuff. So yeah, let me know down below if there's any more foundations you think I should check out. And I do have a ton of foundation reviews, which will be linked in the whole playlist of beauty reviews. I guess I should make a devoted one just for foundation and complexion products. Anyway, without further ado, let's go ahead and just get into that demo and the claims of this skin tint. All right, so let's test out this new foundation here from IT Cosmetics. This is the CC Nude Glow Color Correcting Medium Coverage Skin Tint with Brightening Glow Serum and Broad Spectrum SPF 40 sunscreen. It says Your Skin But Better CC Plus. First thing, let's talk about some of these claims here. It comes in 22 shades. I have it in shade light, which is quite a bit deep on me. I don't know why I ended up with this shade. This is coming through a PR company, so they just sent it, and I'm pretty sure I picked the lightest shade available in the list, and this was apparently the lightest one. Retails for $42. This is a color correcting medium coverage skin tint formulated with brightening glow serum and SPF 40 that delivers an immediate visibly healthy glow. It is medium coverage with a radiant finish, best for combo skin and dry skin to normal skin. It has niacinamide, hyaluronic acid, SPF 40, and green tea extract, which all have some lovely claims, which will all, of course, be on the screen. So let's go ahead and dive into this demo real quick so we're not here all day. So what I'm going to do is do one half of my face with a brush. I'm going to use my e.l.f. Flawless Blending Brush, and then the other half will use a damp sponge from e.l.f. as well. And yeah, we'll see which side looks better. I'm not going to put on any primer today. I have done kind of more minimal skincare. I used a bit of the La Mer, the treatment lotion this morning, and a touch of the Lord Jones Acid Mantle Repair, just where I was feeling particularly dry, and I did a bit of my eye cream that I normally do. So yeah, let's go ahead and dive in. I'm also not going to add Flawless Filter or any kind of glow products that will interfere with the finish of this. I wore this the other day when I first got it in the mail to a crawfish bowl. We were outside all day. It wasn't particularly hot, but we were just outside all day, eating, talking, drinking, you know, and all of that. And I got home around 10 o'clock that night, and it still looked pretty flawless. Of course, I was, you know, powdered it and everything and wore it with a primer, but it looked great that whole day. So I have high hopes that it will hold up like that again. You also have the nice little pump on top, and it's like a squeezy tube situation, like all their packaging. All right, so I just did 2 pumps on my hand, and we'll just see where it goes from there. So we'll start with the brush. But this shade pretty much matches my self-tan products pretty well, so I think we'll be in luck. And I don't find the coverage to be incredibly high or anything like that. I can kind of make it work. It is, I think, a little buildable if you want more coverage in a particular area, but you can really shear this one out and get a really pretty just skin tint vibe. But I wouldn't say straight out of the gate it's just full on like medium coverage. It says one quick little buff over the skin. And of course I use a light hand with foundations. I don't like a heavy amount of product. So I'm just lightly kind of buffing this in, not going over the top, and I'm bringing it down the neck. I do think this applies really well with a brush. Which I feel like that's kind of It Cosmetics thing, is their stuff applies with brushes because they have the really good brushes. Well, I don't know. I think I've only used like one of their brushes, but they tend to market themselves as having good brushes. And I've never heard anyone complain about the brushes. I've just never picked one up. I think I have like a contour brush or something from them. But it's not a brush I reach for on a daily basis or anything. But okay, here's one layer going on. I've used about half of what I pumped out, and I'm not using a huge ton of product. I'm really kind of buffing the excess into my hand here. But do you think that looks pretty? It looks pretty. Okay, so here we see one layer on this side of my face, and of course the shade is a little bit deep, but here's how it looks. Just a light buffing of product versus without. It definitely evens stuff out. It has a really, really pretty glow to it. Really does. And I'm not mad about it being a little deep on me because I can use it during the summer when I like to have a little bit of self-tan on, and it's just kind of the perfect match for that. Okay, so let's take the sponge now. This has been dampened, but it's not like sopping wet or anything. I'm going to take just a bit of it on here and kind of work it into the sponge a bit. To me, this just doesn't feel like a sponge product, but I figured we would test it just to see what it does. This to me feels like one that really lends itself well to a brush. But yeah, I forgot to apply an extra SPF today. Oops. But just building some coverage around the nose and anywhere that I tend to have some redness that peeps through, like my chin. And it's really evened out my skin beautifully, and it's given it a gorgeous glow, and it doesn't feel heavy. This feels very light on the skin, which is a little bit different to me from the previous It Cosmetics skin like complexion products. To me, they feel just a little heavy, I've always thought, so I've never been like the biggest fan of them. Like, they feel very emollient. This doesn't have quite that heaviness to it. And it's a little tacky on the skin. It's not setting down or anything. But oh, look at that glow. That looks like your skin but better type skin, just like they said. I agree. And it also gave me a really pretty tan. It matches my self-tanner really well, so I'm happy with that. This is going to be great for summer, especially having that added SPF in. Now, don't rely on this as your SPF. Always put actual SPF on, and then think of the skincare in here as just an added bonus. That's the way I think of it with complexion products. I do my normal skincare, and then anything that happens to be in a foundation is just an added perk. It's not going to be my source for skincare or SPF. Okay, I'm just going in with a sponge now just because I think the coverage level looks the same and the finish is exactly the same regardless. But yeah, this is a very radiant, but it's not an oily looking finish. This has that glow to it, very similar to the True Match Hyaluronic Acid Serum. It has that kind of look to it. Not too dissimilar from like the Age Perfect Balm or the Age Perfect Serum foundation. It's just that pretty glowy finish. This one feels a little bit more almost like it has that light reflection in it, like the Hyaluronic Acid Serum from L'Oreal. But yeah, just make sure I got everything nice and even. That the neck is good and blended down. There's no line of demarcation. Now, the other day I wore this without self-tan and I just blended it really well down my neck. And I was wearing a shirt like this, so it wasn't like you could really see. But yeah, I still got a good bit of product on the back of my hand. And I definitely can see freckles through, but everything looks just even, but it still looks like my skin. Like, I can still see a little bit of redness peeping through on the cheeks, freckles, so, you know, it's not going to cover everything. Let's see if we can build maybe just a little more on the cheek area where I do have a little bit of redness still peeping through. I can be a little more selective where I want more coverage. Yeah, that definitely took down the redness a little more. So that's nice. That's nice. This is definitely one I would, me personally, I would set the down a little bit with some powder just because I like it to not be budge or anything. And I set it the other day with some powder and it wore so well. So I have high hopes today. But today I'm going to do more of a little bit of a lighter setting. I'm not going to go crazy with it. I'm going to just do a nice little dusting of translucent powder. Nothing out of the ordinary or extra heavy, anything like that. So yeah, I think we are looking really glowy, really healthy skin. This is very healthy looking. And pretty. It's a very pretty finish. Let me kind of bring you in just a little bit. This is, no concealer or anything else on the skin. This is just the IT Cosmetics. I think this looks really, really pretty. There's a softening effect to it. It has a little bit of that soft focus look like a lot of these newer skin tints are having that I'm very happy with. That's something I really enjoy in a product, is that it has that look. Like, this is kind of my perfect finish. This right here, this radiant, just healthy glow. I love it. All right, so what I'm going to do now is put a little bit of concealer on, just in the under eyes, do some brightening. And for that, I'm going to use my number 7 Lift and Illuminate concealer. And this is going to be a little bit lighter than what I got on, so it's going to help kind of even out things and brighten nicely. And again, I'm not going to go too heavy with my concealer or anything today. Whoops, just stick it in my nose, why don't I? I'm going to keep that skin fresh. So we're like a little bit of highlight on the face. I don't want to interfere too much with the foundation. Alright, I'm just going to blend that down with my spongy sponge. This was a very quick product to apply, so it's another perk to me. I like when the foundations are very quick. They're not fussy. Just easy application. And also this concealer is quite a little gem. It is so pretty. All right. Very nice. Skin is looking freaking gorgeous, in my opinion. Like, it's just, this is what I want in my skin. So, okay. I'm going to now pop on a little bit of setting powder. My usual like control powder here is like the number 7 Lift and Illuminate powder, because it's just a gorgeous, gorgeous powder. Sits well. It's one that I kind of trust and rely on, and it's a great setting powder. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of that under the eye. Again, I'm doing not a heavy amount of powder, so I'm using my little brush here. It's very controlled, and I'm just gonna really focus that in the areas that I get oily, which is mostly around my mouth and right in here. And I'm just making sure my concealer's getting set. And I don't necessarily get oily on my eyes. I can get a little bit oily there too. T-zone really is my main oily place. Right here around the brow, I like to set, and a bit around the nose. My nose itself doesn't get oily, it's just around my nose. But my chin's my oily spot. Right in here. My jawline gets oily too, but I'm not gonna set that. We'll do just a light dusting around here, where I'm gonna put on a little more blush and stuff. Okay. Nice. This is what it looks like after I've powdered just a little bit. Very, very smooth. Pretty airbrush looking, but in a very natural way. I'm liking that. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and finish up the rest of my face and I'll be right back. Okay, and here we are with the makeup all complete. Here's how the skin is looking. I didn't put on a ton of highlighter, just a little bit right here. And yeah, the rest of the skin is just how it was when we left you. And I've done a little bit of blush bronzer, obviously. But yeah, I think things are looking so pretty. So pretty. It doesn't look like I have foundation on. It just looks pretty and perfect. Like very perfected, but just so skin-like and creamy. Oh, this finish is absolutely phenomenal. I'm gonna need to pick this up in my winter shade because, oh no, I've done fall in love with a high-end foundation. I'm usually a drugstore girl when it comes to the foundations because the drugstore has so many beautiful ones, and I have so many that I'm loving right now, but this one has quickly, right up to the top, pending the wear time, which we will find out about today. I'm going to try to get in like at least 10 hours. We'll see how it goes, maybe longer. It's currently 1 in the afternoon, so I'll check in kind of midday, and then we will check in again at night and see how it's holding up. So far, this is really beautiful. This is beautiful. I've had such a good run with foundations lately, with these types of skin tint products and how beautifully formulated they've been, that it's a really hard like to pick a winner amongst them because they're all so good. But yeah, I'll see you guys in just a little while for a check-in, and I'll try to get some footage out in the sunlight as well so we can see how it looks in daylight because I'm up during the day. All right, I'll see you guys in a little bit. Okay, 5 o'clock check-in. Is it 5? No, 6 o'clock. We're 6 hours in, and here's how we're looking. We do have some sunlight come through the window, so you can get a better look. We're getting a little bit shiny, but not bad. I think with a little bit of setting, or a little touch up with some powder, we'd be good to go. So yeah, so far so good. I am liking this foundation. It's a good one. So yeah, I'll see you guys in another 6-ish hours. We'll see. Maybe not. Maybe 4 or 5 hours. Depends on how long I stay up. The lipstick is totally gone. But anyway, here's how we are looking. Let me get you up close. Look, going around the nose. I always have that on that side with the nose ring for some reason. So here's a look at the other side. It's not as bad over there. And yeah, forehead looks good, around the mouth looks good. It does feel a little tacky on the face. Like it wouldn't hurt to add a little powder. I'd be okay. But if I was out and about, didn't have powder with me, I'm not worried about it. So yeah, I think this is a pretty foundation. I will see you guys in a little bit for another check-in. Okay, end of the day. It is currently 10 p.m. and just a little shiny, but I think everything looks good, and yeah, overall I would say this is a pretty good foundation, and I'm pleased with it. I think it held up really well considering how little powder I used. Yeah, I like it. I approve. So this might just be my new #1. I don't know. It's really nice. Let me know your thoughts below, and that is all for today. I'll see you in the next one. Stay safe, stay spooky.